Today I wanted to try unrecognizable makeup, which is a trend that I've been seeing on TikTok like everywhere, and I really wanted to do it because it's basically a 2016 rebrand with 2025 makeup techniques. The whole plot of this makeup trend, if you will, is to create a makeup look on yourself which makes you look unrecognizable, aka put the damn makeup on, put it on. I have a feeling that this is a very glam type of makeup, which is what we're going to do, but it could also be like very alternative kind of makeup, which is also really cool and maybe a version that I want to do. But yeah, today we are going to create my unrecognizable makeup, and I woke up like this today. So this is kind of what I look like right now, and I was like, I want to transform myself a bit. I do like myself like this. I was just kind of like, I'm not really put together all that well. 2016 makeup is very nostalgic, even though it's been like, well, it's almost been 10 years, which I don't really want to think about. But we're going to transform this face. I love my face equally with or without makeup, so this is definitely not to say that I don't like my face like this. I do, but I also like putting on makeup, and that is what we're gonna do today. So unrecognizable makeup, let's start. I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit because I want you to have a close-up at this beautiful breakout that I have going on. First of all, I'm actually going to rehydrate my lips with the Catrice Lip Lovin' Overnight Lip Mask. This is the shade Peach. I already have some on my lips, but I feel like I'm gonna need even more. Today I'm gonna use two palettes. I have the Nabla Secret palette, which looks like this. I'm mainly gonna focus on the brown tones and like these warmer tones. I also have the Beauty Bay X Nikkietutorials palette, which looks like this. And we're also going to use this one today, like mainly the neutral shades. We're going to do not a very warm toned look, but a warm toned brownie smoky look. And then the inner corners are going to, well, it's basically my go-to glam eyeshadow look. So I'm going to take the Nabla Secret palette, and I am going to mix the shade Concealing, which is this one right here, and Googly. I don't know if you can see that, but my brow bone is like right here. I have a fold of my lid right here, and I'm basically going to follow my brow bone, taking my brush. This is a Katie Jane Hughes 11 brush. I'm kind of going like that, you see? And I'm leaving this part of the eye open. Now, this is gonna look crazy at first, but in the end, it's gonna look fine. Like, it looks crazy right now, but it's gonna work out in the end. I'm gonna take the shade Basic Truth, Basic here, the shade right here, and this means basic bitch in Dutch. So I'm going to take that shade, and we're going to lightly blend out those edges on the very outer corner. I forgot that in the meantime, I am going to put some concealer on a few of my lips, a little bit of spot concealing. Then as a next step, I am taking the shade Mea Culpa, which is this brown shade in the Nabla Secret palette. I am taking that on a Katie Jane Hughes 17 brush, and then we're putting that exactly where we started our transition shade. Then I'm taking the same brush that we use for the transition shade, and I'm going back on top of that brown to kind of mix those two colors together, so nothing is too harsh. Then as a next step, I am taking this is a Nabla packing brush. It's very tiny, soft, and precise. And I'm taking that same Mea Culpa shade, and we're gonna create a little bit of a liner situation. So we have an outer V that we create. So what I'm going to continue doing now is just building up that darkness together with the transition shade. I'm taking a teeny tiny brush. This is the Spectrum X Katie Jane Hughes 21 brush. So now that we have the overall darkness laid down, we're going to start to play with some of the lighter shades. So what I'm going to do first is I have a little bit of creasing from my concealer, so I'm just going to pat that. I'm going to use the shade again, which is the shade Basic Truth, and I'm going to put that all over the lid. So this is the look that we have on currently. Now I am going to take a little bit of that concoction again of like the transition shade, and I'm gonna apply that on top just to bring back some of that warmth that we initially had. And then I'm also taking my fluffy blender brush, very subtly soften the edges a little bit. I have this Essence Long Lasting eye pencil in the shade 01 Black Fever, and I'm gonna use that to deepen up this outer corner a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come very close to you, and I'm gonna use this on the upper lash line to kind of tight line. And then I'm also going to use that to kind of create a little bit of a winged liner, just a tiny bit on the outer corners. This is going to drastically improve the depth of this look. So like that. And then I'm also going to put this on the outer corner, like as you can see, of the eyeball of the lower lash line. And then I'm taking a teeny tiny brush, elongate that line that we had, and very softly blend it out as well. Okay, so that is it so far for the eye makeup. Later on, we're going to revisit the eye makeup. Now I'm gonna continue with the base makeup, which is where we put on the makeup. Put it on. I have already moisturized my skin with the COSRX Propolis Light Cream, which is this one right here. It's my all-time favorite moisturizer. It's so good. I love it. And then I also use the Catrice Skin Place Hydrating Serum Primer, which is also really lovely. I'm gonna do some underpainting today. So first of all, I'm gonna start with the Milani bronzer. This is the Cheek Kiss Cream Bronzer in the shade 110 Hey Honey. Now this is quite intense for me. I forgot that this is quite pigmented. But we are going to be bronzy today, so I was like, I'm gonna do underpainting with this product and then it will be fine. And I'm just gonna take my time to blend this out. We're also gonna do a little bit of contouring, which is going to shape the face again. For now, this is really to give it warmth. I've been trying to train my left hand to do the left side of my face, because I feel like for some reason whenever I do my makeup with my right hand, it turns out looking a little bit asymmetrical. So I've been trying to train my left hand to do my makeup. Okay, so I'm basically putting that on the perimeter of my forehead with focus right next to the brow bone, because I feel like that really flatters my face shape. And I think this will be fine for like the bronzing part. So for the next step, I also have quite a pigmented blush. I was debating on which blush I was going to choose, but I went with this one because I feel like it's going to suit the look the most. This is the Milani Cheek Kiss liquid blush in the shade 150 Wine Glow. I'm gonna apply it with the same brush that I used for bronzer. This is what it looks like. It's a beautiful, beautiful shade, but it is very pigmented, so I have to be quite careful. And then I'm gonna smile and apply it to the cheeks. I don't know if I find it funny, but I noticed a certain trend on TikTok where certain makeup things that have existed for such a long time, they come back into the view, which is good because you want to educate new people who are just being introduced to makeup, who make them their hobby and whatnot. But it's just kind of funny how they seem to repackage the same makeup look with a different name every single time. For example, unrecognizable makeup is almost the same thing to me as soft glam makeup, as foxy eye makeup, You had siren makeup, you have all these types of trends. It's lovely, I don't mind it, but it's like, it's funny to me. Kind of went too far with the blush, but that's fine, we're gonna fix that later. So this is the House Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. I was debating on using this one or my Project Pan Please Eldridge one, but this one has the most coverage, so I really wanted to use this. So again, I'm putting this on the back of my hand, but this one I am going to apply it with a sponge, and I'm starting along my jawline. And this is where you bring the makeup in, because foundation is like very makeup-y. So starting along the jawline, then going in. I guess what I don't always like about these TikTok makeup trends is that they seem to always compare your bare face with your face when you have makeup on. And even though I know that this transformation can be quite satisfying and gratifying, and I am one of those avid lovers of seeing how my makeup can transform when using makeup. However, I feel like there is an unnecessary bashing of bare faces that also doesn't really need to happen. Like, I enjoy makeup and I enjoy applying makeup, but I feel sometimes your bare face is being viewed as something odd. Look how I went from looking like a bag of potato chips, like just the other garbage can that you can imagine, to this flawless human being. And I don't mind it, but at the same time, it's like there was literally nothing wrong with your face, so I don't really know why you're describing it like that. That's like why I said at the beginning, like, I like my face equally with or without makeup, and I didn't want to start off this video with, look how I went from my bare face looking like an absolute trash can to being flawless and beautiful and even better, you know, because I like both versions. So I feel like sometimes there's an unnecessary focus on that, but I don't know if this is just me rambling or this is what the makeup looks like right now. Am I unrecognizable yet? Next up, we're gonna do concealer. So I'm gonna use 2 concealers because this is putting the makeup on, okay? This is the Catrice Cover+Care Sensitive Concealer, and then I also have my Fenty Beauty concealer that we used before. So I'm gonna use the Catrice concealer just underneath the eyes, and then I'm gonna blend that out first. And I'm gonna be careful that I don't touch like the eyeshadow because I don't want that to fade. I'm gonna brighten things up a little bit with the Fenty Beauty We Are Even concealer, so I'm putting that in the same thing, and I'm also gonna put that in these spots because I don't know why, because I can to just kind of brighten up the center of the face, I guess. So I just kind of twist my sponge and use the side right here underneath the eyes to soak up whatever product is left. Now we're gonna use powder. Now this is a problem because I actually only have this powder with me. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder. I really like this one, as you can see, because the pan is huge. So I'm gonna use a tiny, this is concealer or like angled contour brush first, and I'm gonna use that underneath the eyes. Scraping is what I'm doing. And then putting that underneath the eyes, touching the cheek area with powder just yet because I am going to do a little bit of contour. So that's it for the under eye. Now I'm going to do a little bit of contouring. I am going to use my Catrice Magic Shaper Contour and Glow Stick. I'm going to use the contour side, and this kind of shade for me, so it works perfectly. I am going to apply this on the back of my hand opposed to like putting it on my face directly. Sometimes I do apply it to my face directly, for example when I am doing a nose contour, which I am going to do. Contour my nose a little bit with this, so just 2 lines and then underneath the nose. I find that is perfect for me. The same but clean angled concealer brush, and we're just gonna tap this as to not disturb the foundation. And this is again just giving the center of the face a little bit of structure and dimension, which I like. And it's also very subtly gonna give my nose a little bit of color instead of being this very one-dimensional foundation color. And the rest of the contouring bit, and put it on the back of my hand. I'm gonna use the same small angled contour brush and kind of dip my brush into this. And then I'm gonna go into the hollows of my cheek. I have not very prominent, but they are noticeable from like the beginning of my ear and then just going down towards my lip. I'm gonna apply a little bit of the lip mask again because sorry for flipping you off. So we have a subtle contour right now on either side. So now I am going to set the rest of the face with the Maybelline one. So I'm just using a big brush and picking up as much product as I can and then applying it to the rest of the face. So everywhere where we are going to apply a little bit of bronzer is where I put a little bit of powder just so that the powder doesn't grab onto wet parts. So next up, I want to reintroduce a little bit of warmth to my skin. So I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty Sunstalker bronzer in the shade In the Sun. This is in my project pen, so perfect opportunity to use it. I'm using that same bronzer brush and just kind of swirling it on. And because we added the powder on top, it's very easy to blend it out and it's not going to be too disruptive to the base. And then as a final touch, this is something that you can use on top of powder, her Moist Ample blusher, and this is in the shade 03 Rose Brown, on top of powders as like a finishing touch. So I just use my sponge, pick up the product. As you can see, it's very, very sheer. Smile. And this just gives it a little bit of a natural flush and again some of that luminosity as well. Base makeup is done. We're going to go back into the eyes. I am going to use that Essence liner again, and we're gonna really work on the lower lash line. So I'm gonna apply a teeny bit on the outer corner of my lower lash line, definitely not any further than like the middle part. And then I am taking a little bit of that Ghibli shade right here, and then I'm putting that on the outer corner of the lower lash line, just a touch of shadow, nothing too much. Then I'm taking my brow brush and brushing through my brows before we go in with the Essence Fix It Like Pro Transparent Brow Gel and kind of secure the brow hairs. Now the 2 mascaras that I use are the Catrice Curl It and Fake It mascaras. So these 2. So I start with this one and then I go with this one to kind of separate the lashes a little bit more, because this one is very good for volume and length, but it can get a little bit clumpy. This one is like good to separate the lashes again. So I do a concoction of these 2. This is the look with the mascara on. Yeah, boys. I've rolled off my lip mask and now I'm gonna put some lip liner on my lips. Now, I was kind of hesitating on where I should take this look, with like a very nude look or just a very dark nude look. But I actually think I'm gonna go for the dark nude lip liner. This is the Catrice Plumping Lip Liner in the shade Chocolate Lover. Okay, and then for lipstick, I am going to go with the Lisa Eldridge Velvet Fawn lipstick. Just a very kind of like blotting it. This is a very cool tone. Then I'm just going to take an eyeshadow brush that is clean and kind of go and tap those two, like the lip liner and the lipstick. And then a little bit of glossiness, but not too much. This is the LA Colors Lip Oil. I think this is in the shade Tangerine Twist. A tiny bit of that on top. This is a finished makeup look. I am going to quickly fix my hair and I will be right back. So I decided to keep my curly hair because apart from like the bangs situation, I actually really liked it. So I just kind of fixed my bangs for a bit. This is the unrecognizable makeup look, or at least my version of it. I really like the way that my makeup came out today. I think it's a lot of makeup, but honestly, it's just fun to play with makeup. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a lot of fun to kind of revisit a whole lot of makeup on my face without it feeling like too much. Like even when I am currently like recording this video and feeling my face, it doesn't feel like too much, even though I do have a bunch of makeup on. You know, if you compare me in the beginning of this video, it's definitely unrecognizable makeup, but it's still me. Because of the shirt that I have on, I feel like very 90s right now. Hi, it's Lynn from the future, and I actually forgot to say bye. So yeah, this is me. I did straighten my hair. I still don't necessarily like it all that much, but it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!